We have the first type of fraction, and this is the normal case, which is the proper fraction. Okay, what does it mean, a proper fraction? Of course, you all know that the fraction consists of two parts, right? We have a number in the upper place and another number in the lower place. This number in the upper place, we call it the numerator. This number down or in the lower place, this is the denominator. Since you have the number or the digit in the numerator smaller than that in the denominator, so your fraction is in its normal case. How its normal case? Usually small, if this is 3, for example, and down we have 5. Okay, the normal case, normally the big ones carry the small ones. So if you have a baby brother or a baby sister, so you are the older one, so you are going to carry them, but they cannot carry you. So this is the normal case. This is the proper fraction, that the big number carries the smaller one. Okay, so since you have the numerator smaller than the denominator, so this is the proper fraction. Second case is the improper fractions. Improper fractions are the opposite case. So have you ever saw that, for example, a baby is carrying his older brother? I don't think so. So this is an improper fraction, an improper way of writing the fraction. So if I just write or I just flip this, so instead of having it 3/5, it's going to be 5/3. This is the improper fraction, okay? This improper fraction, we usually convert it in another form of fraction to make it right. How do we do this? We convert the improper fraction into another way or into another form of fraction, which is the mixed fraction, or sometimes we name it mixed numbers. Okay, mixed fraction. Mixed means that I'm mixing two types of numbers. So mixed fractions, it's formed from a whole number, for example 2, and a proper fraction, for example 1/5. Again, 3 types of fractions we have: proper, improper, and mixed. The proper, the word itself proper means the normal case, the right case, the right way. So the proper fraction is the right way of writing the fraction. Always the denominator is bigger than the numerator. The improper one, it's improper, it's not right, it's not the normal case. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. So the number in the upper place, the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Okay? This type of fraction, we cannot leave it this way. And after a while, we're going to know how to convert it to the third type, which is the mixed fraction or the mixed number. Mixed fraction or mixed number is a mix of two things, of two types of numbers: the whole number and a proper fraction. But can it be formed from a whole number and an improper fraction? No, this is not a right way at all. Okay? Let's start by having some shapes. For example, I have this rectangle. It's divided into 6 parts. So this rectangle is divided into 6 parts, 6 small squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is divided into a total number of 6 small squares, which means that I have the total. And from let me show you, or let me tell you a small example for this one. If you're having a test, the total mark of the test, this is everything. This is everything, or all the marks that are included in the exam. For example, you have an exam out of 20. So this 20 is all the marks within your exam. Here I have the total number of squares are 6, which means that I will always have 6 in the denominator because this is the total. Type. If I shaded just this square, and now I want to know the fraction of the shaded parts for this rectangle. The fraction of shaded parts. The denominator is already done because this is the whole number, the total number of, exactly, Zena, thank you very much, excellent. I shaded only one square, so this will be 1/6. By the way, if you want to give me the answers in the chat, no problem, just send it, okay? Type. If I have 2 shaded squares, so this means that I have a fraction of, exactly, perfect. Exactly, Zena, thank you. It's 2/6. Type. If I have 3 squares shaded, it's 3/6. But if I have 4, it's 4/6. Exactly. If it's 5, thank you. Perfect. It's 5/6. But if I have the last, exactly, Sama. Excellent, Sama. Bravo. But you have, Sama, you have to write 5/6. You cannot write only 5. Okay, because this is a fraction. But if I have all 6 squares shaded, who can give me the fraction of this? I'm waiting for your answers in the chat. Zena, perfect. Sama, excellent. Perfect. Well done. Exactly. Here I have.
Miss, can you please repeat?
I repeat it again?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Khadija, thank you. Excellent. Again, if I just here, I shaded until the 5th squares. Until here, you have any question? Walid, excellent. Thank you. I don't. Who was asking question?
Julie.
Yes. Here, did you understand until I shaded 5/6?
No, on that part I didn't understand.
Okay, here I have a total number. Again, I have a total number of squares. I have a very, sorry, just let me repeat it again. Okay, now let's take a new one. Here I have a square or a rectangle. This rectangle is divided into equal parts, although it's not equal in the drawing, I know, but assuming here I have a rectangle which is divided into 8 small squares. Assuming that these 8 small squares are equal, and they must be equal, by the way, okay? And I shaded here one of the small squares here. So here, the shade, exactly, Zena, perfect. The shaded square here is 1. So in the numerator, if I'm finding the fraction of the shaded parts, so here I have a part out of every single square here. So how many squares are in total here? 8, perfect. Jenna, perfect. Zena, perfect. So the total
So
number
is 1/8.
exactly, perfect. So did you understand it now?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect, you're welcome. طيب, what if I was asking about the shaded parts, but I have all the small squares are shaded? I have all 8 squares are shaded. تعالوا كده, I want to repeat something from the beginning. Exactly, perfect. Yusuf, Sama, Zena, perfect. Well done. Here, Khadija, perfect, bravo. I have, مش احنا at the beginning, I told you that I have a one big rectangle, right? And this one big rectangle is divided into 8 parts. Now I'm asking you about the fraction of the parts that are shaded. And you told me that I have 8 shaded squares out of the whole number of squares, which are also 8, right? And at the beginning, we said that we have a one rectangle. So this means that if I'm finding a fraction and the fraction of shaded parts over the total number of parts are the same, this means that I'm going to go backwards a step and remember that this shape at the beginning, it was a one shape. So the fraction of the shaded parts are 8 out of the total, which is also 8, which makes one whole. One whole, this is the one rectangle that we drew at the beginning or before we divide the rectangle and we shade and all this. Okay? Anybody has a question here?
No, thanks.
Okay, type. Let's see something else. I have, again, a rectangle. This rectangle is divided, يعني assuming that it's equal parts. It is divided into 10 small rectangles, okay? I will shade this one and this one and also this one. And I want you to concentrate what is the question asking for. The last question I was asking about fraction of shaded
2 out of 10. Divide by 2, or you're gonna have 1/5. That's improper.
but they are not 2. How many shaded parts are these?
3, okay.
Exactly, perfect.
Yeah, 3 out of 10.
Bravo, 3 out of 10. But what if the question was asking about the fraction of unshaded parts? What is the fraction of unshaded parts? How many parts here are not exactly? Jana, thank you.
7/3.
Exactly,
3.
No, it's 7. احنا اتفقنا لازم في الدينومينيتور
7/10.
exactly، لان لازم في الدينومينيتور هفكرك كده بحاجه، الفاينل مارك بتاعت الاكزام. ينفع تكون الاكزام مثلا انت عندك فيه هو الإكزام 40 questions بس أنت تبقى الإكزام التوتال عندك 25. أنا عندي التوتال number of questions أو التوتال number of marks هو اللي بيكون في ال denominator part. So I always have the total number of parts in the denominator place. In the numerator, it's related بقى على question. If I'm asking about shaded parts, so these are the shaded parts. Here they are 3. Unshaded parts, they are 7. طب let's see something. If you added the 3/10 and the 7/10, are they going to make the total number of squares or rectangles inside? If we add these two fractions, 3/10 plus 7/10, what answer will you get? Who can tell me?
10/20 miss.
لا مش over 20 هي 10 over the total number برضو of squares or of rectangles here which are also 10. ليه 10/10؟ ليه ما عملناش adding للدينومينيتور؟ لأن here the total number of parts are 10. عشان أنا هنا في نفس الشيب، أنا ما طلعتش بره الشيب ده. هل ينفع الشيب ده يبقى in front of me it's divided into 10 parts بس أنا عندي التوتال بتاعه 20؟ till now إحنا لسه ما قلناش الجزء ده. بس here I have 10 squares so the total number is 10. We added the number of shaded which were 3 and the number of unshaded parts which were 7. So 3 plus 7 is 10/10. To go back and we do a whole rectangle, a one whole. So 10/10 equals to 1. Do you have any questions till here?
I have a question, but not about this part.
Okay, just ask it.
If we have 3/3, is it going to be proper or improper or mixed?
No, 3/3 is not proper, is not improper, is not mixed. 3/3, this is a whole. It's a one whole. 3/3 ده الشيب بتاعها، يعني هي شكلها fraction. بس actually its meaning is a one whole. So this is neither proper nor improper or mixed.
So what is the type of it?
It's a whole number. A whole number. يعني 3/3 هي شكلها fraction. لكن it is a whole number.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Okay. This means that any number over itself equals 1, is a one whole. يعني 10/10, 5/5, 100/100, any number over itself, it makes one whole. Okay? Second step that we're going to go through it now is the equivalent fractions. Have you ever heard this word before? Equivalent. And if you didn't, so just يعني it comes from a word. What do you think it means, equivalent fractions?
Equal.
Exactly, it comes from the word equal. Perfect. But it's not equal in figures, but it's equal in value. يعني إيه? What does this mean? This means that, let me show you something. If I have this big rectangle and I divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? I will leave the first step here as it is. But I'm going to divide this into 2 parts. And I'm going to divide this into 3 parts. And I'm going to divide this into 4 parts, this into 5, and this into 6. Okay? I'm going to give you an example كده يعني نحاول كده ايه نفهمه. Sometimes you have in the same building، يعني مثلا عندنا في العمارة بتاعتنا the first floor ده بيكون فيه only one flat، في شقة واحدة بس، صح؟ والsecond
Yes.
floor two flats، في 2 شقة. والthird floor في 3 شقق، يعني 3 flats. طب does this mean إن شكل العمارة من بره بيبقى الفيرست فلور شكله أصغر من السكند اللي هو فيه شقتين، واللي فيه 3 شقق ده بيبقى شكله أكبر؟ Does this mean that؟ يعني أنا لو عندي العمارة فيها أول دور شقة واحدة، وتاني دور شقتين،
No, it
وتالت
depends
دور
on the it depends on the room. No,
it depends on
that
the
depends on the size and the equality. Size and equality.
exactly. يعني الثري فلورز اللي قدامنا دول هم قد بعض، لكن السبيس او الفلات نفسها هي اللي هتكون اصغر في اللينث بتاعها، صح؟ ده نفس الايديا after the equivalent fractions بالظبط. ان انا عندي هنا this is 1. okay, this is 2 over 2. ده لو انا بتكلم على الهول. This is 3 over 3. دول كده كلهم 4 over 4 5 over 5 6 over 6، كل ده will make one whole زي الفيرست whole. طيب لو انا جيت بقى عملت shading لو انا عايزه اعمل shading اوكي this will make 1 over 1. ده هيكون 1 over 2 و 1 over 2 which is half and half. This will be 1 over 3 1 over 3 1 over 3 which will make زي ما احنا لسه قايلين ده هيبقى 3 over 3 2 over 2 1 over 1 اللي هم كلهم at the end will make one whole. طب why do I say this? I say this to show you something. If I have 1 over 2 أهو I have this rectangle divided into 2 parts. One of them is shaded. And I have the same length. عندي نفس الريكتانجل ده بالظبط. But this time it is divided into 6 small rectangles. And these 3 are shaded. Okay? We just said that the first rectangle الفراكشن بتاعه 1 over 2. طب حد يقدر يقول لي الفراكشن بتاع الريكتانجل ده equals what؟
3 على 6.
It is
1 over
3 over 6.
exactly perfect. It's
Miss how?
3. Here I have 1
Oh, yeah.
shaded,
3 over
2
6.
shaded, 3
over
shaded.
6. Sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry, I thought it's like the 1 over 2 thing.
No problem, no problem. So this is 1 over 2, but the second one, although it is the same size, but it is divided into a different number of small rectangles. It's divided into 6. And you told me that you have 3 shaded rectangles inside, right? طيب, let's apply equivalency in this part. I have 1/2.
Divide by 3. Divide by 3.
Perfect, perfect, excellent, guys. And 3 over
1/2.
the 1 here became 3,
Yes.
which
And
means
the
that
2,
we multiply by
it's
3.
3.
And
for the
perfect, perfect. And also the
and we
2.
multiply the 2 by the 3.
Exactly, perfect. And also we multiply the 2 by 3 and it gave us 6. النمبرز 1/2 وال 3/6 النمبر شكله مختلف. But at the end they have the same value. هم قد بعض. يعني لو أنا رجعت عملت simplify لل 3/6 تاني, I will divide both numerator and denominator by 3. So it will re-give me 1/2.
انت عايز الموبايل في ايدك عشان تلعب وقت ما انت عايز.
مظبوط. Guys, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, if I have 8/12, can any of you put this 8/12, or can you please send it in the chat? أنا مش هقول الأنسر, and I want you all to send me the answers in the chat. I want to put this 8/12 in the simplest form. I'm waiting to receive your answers. Okay, I had an answer from Sama, from Walid. I have an answer from Jana. Okay. Khadija. Khadija, your answer, I want you to revise it again. Julie, you got a right answer, but this is not the final. This is not the simplest. You simply...
Sorry. I forgot.
No problem.
Sorry.
No problem. You simplified, but you did not put it in the simplest form. Khadija, I want you to revise your answer. Jana, thank you. Walid, okay, perfect. Okay, do I wait for any other answers or just proceed? Okay, here. How can you simplify? Khadija, okay, I'm waiting. Yusuf Wael, no, it's not right. Repeat your answer, please. Khadija, you got a right answer, but it's not the simplest. Sama, I will see your answer again. Sama, where is your answer? Oh, yes, Sama, I told you you're right. Yes, excellent. No, Khadija, no. Okay. Yusuf.
Yes, I did mine.
Which one, Khadija?
Julie,
yes, I told you. Yes, excellent, you're right. Perfect. Okay, let me tell you this. Here, I have 8/12, and I want to put it in the simplest form. Simplify means that these numbers in front of you are going to get smaller. Simplify simplify, so the numbers must get smaller. 8 and 12, both numbers, exactly, Yusuf Haitham, yes, thank you very much, excellent. So when I simplify, I just divide. But I will divide under a condition that I must have division by same factor, by same number. يعني I cannot go and divide this by 2 and this مثلا by 3. No, this is wrong. If you're going to divide the numerator by 2, so you must divide the denominator also by 2. Because we're only going to change the numbers, not the meaning of the number. So 8 divided by 2, this will give me 4. 12 divided by 2, this will give me 6. Like this, you simplified actually the fraction, but you did not put it in the simplest form. Simplest form means what? Means that the two numbers you have must not or cannot be divided again by the same factor. يعني 4 with 6, I still can divide both numbers by 2. So this will give me 2/3. Now, from where do I know that I've reached the simplest form? ال2 وال3 مفيش أي table times table عندي في الدنيا في 2 و 3 في نفس التايمز تيبل. يعني ما اقدرش اعمل الاثنين دول divided by 2 او divided by 3 او divided by 4. It's done. Since you have no other factors that could be used to simplify these two numbers more, so here you have reached your simplest form. Have you got it? Did you understand this?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Do
Yes.
you have any questions in this
No.
part?
No.
Perfect. Perfect.
No.
Okay. I'm going to add another point, and this will be the last for today's session. If I tell you 6/9, 12/18, 2/3, 4/7. I will give you 2 minutes to tell me which of these fractions are not equivalent to the others. I want you to tell me.
I have 2/3 and 4/7. They're not equivalent.
Which one?
2/3 and 4/7.
But you have I only have one fraction that is not equivalent to the others.
4
يعني
and
here
7. 4 and 7.
exactly في الفور fractions دول فيهم واحد بس not equivalent to the other 3. طب أنا هعرف منين which fraction is not the equivalent one? Yusuf Wael, excellent. From where will you know that this fraction is not equivalent to the others? Let's see. These two fractions, يعني the 4 fractions in front of us, we're going to put them all in the simplest form, which means 3/9. Both numbers could be divisible or could be divided by 3. So put them in the simplest form. They will give you 2.
The only one that all the others are 2 and 3.
Exactly. Perfect. So this is 2/3. Type 12 and 18. Who can tell me by which number I can
Divide by 2.
divide by 2? If you divide it by 2, it will give you what?
6/9. So you divide by 3, you'll have
Excellent.
you have 2/3.
Exactly. You will go back to this 1. So it will be 2 over 3.
3.
Perfect. The third one, is it in the simplest form
It's
or
4.
not?
It
Yeah,
is.
it is.
It is in the simplest form. Perfect. It is already in the simplest form.
So the
Right.
final answer is 4 over 7.
Exactly. The right answer is the 4 over 7 because the other 3 fractions are 2 over 3 except the 4 over 7. It is in the simplest form and it's not equal to 2 over 3. Okay, did you understand this part?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
So let's revise very, very, very quickly. At the beginning, we talked about fractions, and we said that we have 3 types of fractions: proper, improper, and mixed. Proper fraction, it's the normal case that you can carry your baby brother or baby sister, but vice versa, we cannot do it. Your baby brother cannot carry you. So the normal case, the proper fraction, the right form is to have the numerator less than the denominator. While the improper, the abnormal case, when you find the numerator bigger than the denominator, and in this part, we directly will go and put it as a mixed number to make it a right form. After that, we talked about the shapes, how to write a fraction of a specific shaded part in a shape. How do we divide the parts inside a big one shape? If I have shaded and unshaded parts, when I add them together, they will give me a one whole. 10 over 10, 9 over 9, 2 over 2, and all these at the end will make only one whole. After that, we talked about the equivalent fractions, and we said, yes, Walid. Yes, I am. Equivalent fractions, 1 over 2, 3 over 4, 3 over 6, and we saw how to make equivalent fraction by multiplication or by simplifying by division. And finally, we took an example. First, we put fractions in the simplest form also by division. And finally, we took the examples for how you can pick out the odd or the fraction which is not equal or which is not equivalent to the others. Okay? Do you have any questions concerning the points that we talked about today?
No.
Hmm?
No.
Okay. I was so glad meeting you all and wish to see you again and again and again. And thank you very much for your concentration and for your participation. Wish you see you inshallah very soon. Thank you very much.
Bye.
باي باي.
شكرا لحضرتك جدا يا ميس ملك.
العفو حبيبتي، العفو، تسلمي.
بفكر بس حضراتكم ان لينكاتنا في الشات بوكس تقدروا تتواصلوا معانا من خلالها، ولو حد حب يحجز يقدر يكلمني، رقمي برضه في الشات بوكس. شكرا لحضراتكم جميعا.
ميرسي، شكرا.